Okay, so I haven't thought about what I'm going to say at all. I just know that I watched Little Fockers last night, and the reason why I keep watching these kind of shitty movies as of the last few days is because I have all these free rentals to Redbox, and Redbox only really has, these new releases, so I've been using up my free rentals, which I need to get rid of. And basically, I'm prefacing this review by saying that because after No Strings Attached and now this, I sort of feel like I need to justify the reason that I'm watching shitty movies as opposed to, potentially high quality ones. And it's not that I might not actually watch shitty movies all the time anyway, but it's pretty clear that I should already know that these movies are going to be shitty, but I'm watching them anyway. I've just went on for a minute without even mentioning the film. So basically, it's the third film in the Meet the Parents series, right? Stars Ben Stiller, uh, Robert De Niro, a bunch of other people that you probably already know, a slew of other people, Jessica Alba, really, really, really well-known cast, essentially right across the board. Owen Wilson. And this movie was not good. It sucked. This movie sucked. And sometimes I'm sort of reluctant to say that about films because usually they have redeeming qualities in some kind of a way. But this film sucked. It essentially was one of those films where you could tell that essentially the cast just showed up and everyone was just essentially going through the motions, so to speak, right? So, I mean, you could tell the cast showed up, they weren't really interested in anything, and they just kind of said their lines, right, and tried to deliver them the best, well, not the best that they could, just in any sort of way, and it definitely came off that way. It, I mean, I can't even imagine what the budget was on this film, judging by all of the talent, and I use the scare quotes there metaphorically because no one really looked talented in this film, but they're all talented people. Well, most of them. Jessica Alba, we won't talk about. She's talented at looking, good, I guess, if that's a talent. That's not a talent, is it? I don't think so. Anyway, this film sucked. I know that I keep saying that, but it's the case. And yeah, what I was saying, I got off track. The budget on this film had to be monstrous, at least probably like 100 million. And it makes me angry. That's what I basically wanted to say. It makes me angry that a film like this and films like these can just be made and investors will just throw in millions and millions of dollars on complete crap when, 100 or more films could have been made, very high quality films could have been made with that budget. And I'm sure that it made its money back and then some, and they're probably going to think about perhaps doing a sequel, and then more people will go see it because people are they like the series. I'm not going to say that people are stupid or anything like that because that's what everyone always says, and everyone already knows that I'm sort of a misanthrope anyway, and so I'm not going to actually prove them right by insulting the audience. And besides, I watched the movie, right? So I suppose that I am also to blame, although I got my rental for free, so perhaps that's not actually the case. This isn't really a review, I'm just kind of babbling on about how much this movie sucked and how angry I am. But at the same time, that should probably be a warning that you shouldn't watch the movie. The only really the only decent part that I actually enjoyed was seeing Robert De Niro and Harvey Keitel sort of have a very short scene together. And again, it reminded me, not really reminded me because they weren't really the same, but just the fact that they both were on the screen together, sort of battling, was sort of like when they were battling in Taxi Driver, when Keitel played, um, I forget his name, but he played the what are those guys called? Pimps. Yeah, he played the pimp, and of course De Niro was was the guy that was trying to protect Jodie Foster's character and so forth, and they sort of had a battle there, and it was good to see them on screen again together. But that was pretty much the only thing. Everyone else, it was just kind of pathetic, like the just standard fare, projectile vomiting, and just all of these really absurd, just recycled jokes over and over and over. And it's, oh god, I'm I want to slit my wrists. I don't even know what to say. The movie, it's just one of those Hollywood movies. What else can I say, right? You know what I'm talking about. I'm going to stop before I get angry and do something I'm going to regret.